Welcome everybody. Hey, so this is Kaya and Ken on the couch. Cool. Just an update, and there's a video that I did 2 or 3 years ago of something that happened in Vermont that was maybe the worst. I think it's an environmental disaster ever in the state. It was pretty amazing, and so I started in a town. I think I started in the town of Barton, Vermont, and I drove out to where the incident occurred. But it was a pond, or a long pond, ended up getting drained. I forget how many billions of gallons there were, but it flooded. The long pond is up on a higher elevation, all the way down to the city of Newport, and actually raised the water level of Lake Memphremagog by a foot. Over, it's probably 10 or 15 miles that it did that. It was just amazing. So that's coming up right after. Just a brief update. I'm on about day 4 after my second total knee replacement surgery. Hey, you're on call here. Come on. What are you thinking? She's part of the show, right? You good girl. It's going really well. The pain level, the second total knee replacement compared to the first one, I've managed it so much better because I knew what was coming, and it's worked really well. The only difficulty I'm having now is actually standing up, because the first knee replacement leg isn't quite strong enough to get me up on my own. So I'm grabbing for something and pulling and whatever. Yeah, but each day I can see just a little improvement. You going somewhere? A little improvement, so I know it's going to get better. That's pretty much the update of where I'm at. It's going well, and I think maybe in another week or week and a half I'll go to physical therapy, and they will get this other leg loosened up. The quadriceps are really pretty much in bad shape because they stretched that out so much doing the knee replacement. But I'm very encouraged by it. Today my goal is to walk a lot more and ice. I didn't ice enough yesterday, and it swelled up, and so I had to deal with that. I think I got that taken care of. It builds up fluid, and so when you elevate your leg, I elevated it overnight, the fluid has to go somewhere, so I'm up going to the bathroom. Very colorful. So that's where it's at. So I hope you enjoy this video of, I perceive it as Vermont's worst natural disaster. Okay, thanks for watching. Okay, welcome to another video. This one is about one of Vermont's largest environmental disasters in history. I'm starting here in the town of Barton, Vermont, and we're heading kind of southwest maybe, towards a place called Long Pond, which has a really interesting history to it. This is about the halfway point of the result of Long Pond, should we say, draining. It's estimated about 2 billion gallons of water all of a sudden was released from Long Pond, which is now called Runaway Pond because the water ran away. This is about halfway from Long Pond going north to Lake Memphremagog. The water ran all the way from Long Pond to Lake Memphremagog. 2 billion gallons of water. Wow. So along the way, obviously things were destroyed. Houses. This was in June, I think June 8th or June 10th. of 1810. I think it was June 8th, 1810. So it was quite a while ago, 120 years ago, 22. There was a farmer who, I'm just showing this just for interest. There was the water level here. I'm not sure how high it was, but at some points the water level was as high as 50 feet, a flash flood coming down this way in elevation, even though it's going north. Typically around here, rivers and brooks run south. This one runs north and empties out into Lake Memphremagog. There was enough water that came down from there, from Long Pond, to raise the water level of Lake Memphremagog by a foot. That's how big it was. So there was this farmer in the town of Glover, which we're coming to in a little bit, who had a grist mill and was downhill of Long Pond. The elevation drop from Long Pond to Lake Memphremagog was about 600 feet, just as another point of interest. I'm hoping to take the drone up at what the elevation, I'm skipping around, sorry. The elevation of the pond was about 100 feet deep, and it drained in an hour and a half. And another 6 hours or so, it was just mud that was draining after that, just a mud pit. What that did was ended up coming down through here and enriching pretty much the valley with really good topsoil. So there was a benefit in that way, but it was kind of a disaster what happened. So in 1810, this farmer with a grist mill decided he needed more water to spin his water wheel for his grist mill. So he hired about 60 people, 60 men and boys, it says, to go and start digging a trench. They started digging, and when they got to a point where they started allowing the water out to go down the little brook towards the grist mill, it just started eroding the bank till it opened up, and it was just a flash flood. So this little town here, none of these buildings were here at that time in 1810. I don't know if you can pick up the elevation change, but we are heading uphill from downtown Glover. It's another 5 miles to Long Pond, and apparently the foundation is still there of the grist mill, even though it got wiped out. It was a stone foundation. Apparently no one was killed in this incident. It was said that one of the workers actually ran downhill and managed to stay ahead as the flood, or as the bank started to erode. They could see that it was going to get really bad. So this person, who was apparently a good runner, ran down to the grist mill and told the farmer's wife, "Hey, there's a flood coming. You need to get out of here." So they were able to get to high ground, and they were safe. But it took trees out by the stumps, the trunks, the roots, took them all right out, a path right down through here. If you could imagine this being we're in 10 feet of water here or something, because it's a valley, so it's the low area, it would have started building up a pretty good head of steam coming down after traveling 5 miles. Anyway, so we'll just go kind of fast forward up through and stop at the pond. They have a plaque there that maybe describes some of the event. I don't think it's a very, very in-depth one, but we're going to go look at it. So let's go. Runaway Pond. On this site, June 6, 1810, settlers dug an outlet to the north from what was then known as Long Pond. The retaining bank collapsed, causing all water from the 1.5 mile long pond to be discharged towards Barton River and onto Lake Memphremagog, with extensive damage to the countryside, but no loss of life. There's also another plaque that was put here in 1910. Let's go take a peek at that. This was in commemoration of the breaking away of Long Pond, June 6, 1810. Erected by the town of Glover, June 6, 1910. Okay, I have my drone hovering there. I've had troubles getting enough reception GPS around here, but I wanted to take it up. It's said the water level at the surface of Long Pond was 100 feet before it was drained. And so we're down, you can see the kind of the marsh out there. From here, it's probably down another 10 feet. So I'll take it up about 90 feet, and that would represent the surface of the water. See my shiny head? Let's see. Here we go. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, exactly 100 feet. Let's see what we can see. All right, so we're going to fly out over the marsh. So anything that you see at level is where the water level would be, up on the side of that mountain. You see the road. The road obviously was not there, but that was a release down through the valley for Long Pond, which became Runaway Pond as well as Mud Pond further down. Okay, I'm down there quite a ways. I'm going to go up so you can get an idea where it was going. Just cleared all of those trees out of there. Completely emptied it. These were the grinding wheels in the grist mills. I gotta stay back here, I'll lose reception. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. A little history in the state of Vermont. Thanks for watching. Hope if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. We have one coming out next week about a tiny little town where if you lived there as a child, you can go to an Ivy League school tuition free if you meet their guidelines. Whew, that's exciting.